He's got it right. Mitch has got it right now.
and raffle off your cake or something.
Okay. Yeah. But
Okay.
thanks.
All right, if you're not here, you're not here. That's what
Yeah.
I'm going to say.
I know. I wish I could stay, but we'll see how. I assume this will be a longer meeting now.
We try and keep it the same amount of time, but give more, but squash things tighter so that although the meeting overall isn't longer, the speakers have a longer time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's how we try to manage it.
Yeah.
I did look at that, and I thought, what does that say?
Hard to come up with something.
Well, I used them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want it?
No, not right now.
Okay.
Welcome back from the long dinner queue. It's time now to start the meeting. And Sandy McCaslin, who joined us on October the 12th, 2023, she's in health and fitness with the Tucson Racket and Fitness Club. She is going to help us sing God Bless America, Pledge and Song. Sandy McCaslin. We were just about to burst into song without you. That would have been sad. With me singing, it would have been sad.
Okay, I'm really singing. Yes, okay. Okay, hand over heart. God, are we ready? Okay, to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless America, land that I love, stands beside her and guide her through the night and the light of all. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, wide to fall. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Well, the speed at which she ran up from the floor indicates how very fit she is. All right, we now have an inspiration, and we have Mitch Pizik coming up.
I have two philanthropic goals I'm going to share with you, and I'm sharing them with you because they involve you. My long-term goal is for the Rotary Club of Tucson to be the most impactful Rotary Club in the world. To achieve this long-term goal, we need to first accomplish my short-term goal, to become one of the largest Rotary clubs in the world. And it's not for bragging rights. It's so we have enough talented people and resources available to deploy to be the most impactful in the world. Of the 46,034 clubs in the world, Oklahoma City is currently the largest with 615 members. You heard correctly, Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City, are you kidding me? Now, they're very nice people and all, yet, I mean, do you know what the citizens of Oklahoma City call Oklahoma City? They call themselves the Tucson of the Eastern Southwest. We need to execute our plan by becoming number one by levering what we do best. It's about quality and quantity of our membership. It's about being brilliant. Before launching a new product or service, the best companies in the world create a profile of their targeted customer. How old is she? How much money does she have? What are her interests? And so on. Well, I did the same in profiling what we want from our new Rotary Club of Tucson members, which, by the way, is kind of the same as a profile of our existing members. They're the best at what they do, generous in words and action, fun, you got to do the fun, joyously assist the young, sympathetic with the striving, compassionate for those in need. By achieving a net increase of membership by just 6% a year, we'll break the 300 mark within 3 years, and will be one of the largest and most impactful Rotary clubs with over 500 members within 12 years. In 101 years, we achieved a membership of 212 souls. So now, how are we going to add another 315 years? Some will say that'll be hard. I say that's not justification for avoidance, it's a reason for acceptance. Remember, the First Amendment of the four-way test is go big or go home. Reflect for a moment how exhilarating it'll be to be surrounded by 500 amazing people as cool as you are, who are just as devoted to philanthropy, friends, and fun. Reflect for a moment how wonderful it'll be when, as we saunter through the next couple of decades, we've earned the reputation of being the most respected and impressive Rotary Club in the world because we generate the greatest philanthropic impact in the world. I can't wait to achieve this with you. I can't wait.
Thanks, Mitch. I have to note, I was at a training meeting last night and I gave some minimal goals for us, and he's just articulated it far better than I ever could have done. We're going to go big, big, big. And we now have Dan Calm, our Sergeant at Arms, who's going to introduce guests.
Thanks, Dr. Margaret. I'm going big. So how big are we going? So what kind of club is this club that you're looking at? And I got to give you kudos to Bobby Larson, who planned the community food bank this last weekend. Bobby, where are you? We had 44 members or family members. We stuffed 3,697 boxes. We did 69,000 pounds of food. There were people dancing, singing, and we had 15 TEP members, and we set a record at the food bank for the time that we did that. So I just want you to know, if you're looking at joining an awesome club and being an impactful member, that's the way to do it. 69,000 pounds of food doesn't lie. Yeah. All right, so let me introduce guests. If you're a guest, welcome. And if you're looking for a home, we want you here at the club if you haven't figured that out. So we have a bunch of guests that are here because it's the time that we're giving away money. So if you're a guest, please stand when I say your name. From TCCS, Pima County Foundation, Jeff Thies. Jeff? From Pima County Foundation, Amanda Abens. From Pima County Foundation, Missy Blair. Diane Billick. Victoria Clark. Julie Hasimovich. Moses Felty. Hey, Moses. Barbara Zolano. All right, Monica Durand. Tom Litwicki. All right, Marie Logan. Rebecca Crane. Guest of Marianne Freitas, Marie Ross. Mary Ross, sorry. Guest of Doc Kress, Ken Alexander. Ken? Guest of Vicki Jacobs, Mark Stegman. Guest of Jeff Ronstadt, Chushi Mwawa. Guest of Thomas Robertson, Zach Tavel. And guest of Mike Anderson, Susan Anderson. And Mika Cole. Welcome all, and welcome to those watching at home, and thank you for being at our meeting today. Dr. Margaret?
I have to most particularly welcome both Marie and Tom, two long-term friends of mine. It's lovely seeing you here. And Tom, hopefully see you here more often. And by the way, swing dancing when you're loading boxes of food is really fun. And Chuck Sawyer was my partner. And without further ado, as we say, Lee Olitzky, please come forth and talk about the car show.
Good afternoon. I thought this would be an interesting coincidence to share with you. Today in the mail, let me lose a little bit. Today in the mail, Dorena received a return of one of our mailings with tickets and everything. It was mailed in September, so it just got back to us. What I'd like to do today is speak to you briefly. We have a slideshow because I thought slides would convey the car show much better than me speaking about it. And for those of you who were there, it'll be a little reminiscence. And for those of you who weren't there, it'll give you an opportunity to see what goes on in the car show. However, before I begin, I want to thank everyone in this room and every one of our members who participated in the car show. Without you, there's no success in the car show. Actually, there's no car show without you all. However, there are two guys who were instrumental in starting our car show. And without those two guys, we probably wouldn't be sitting here right now talking about our success of the car show. And that's Arnie Jacobson and John Wong. So just to refresh everyone's memories, this is 17 years of their efforts building upon each other's shoulders and us standing on their shoulders. So I think they really deserve a second round. However, not to be outdone, an honorary member, I believe, named Candy Vactor, seems to have stepped up to the plate many years ago and has handled only a few things like all the car registrations, the website, brochures, flyers. There's probably some other things I forgot. So everything is... So a special thank you goes to Candy and... yeah. And without Drew, there would be no Candy. So thank you, Drew. Or vice versa. Maybe without any Drew, there wouldn't be a Candy. Anyway, what I'd like to do now is cue the slideshow. Maybe we can cut the lights a little bit. Is that possible, Dorena? No? Do you guys know how to shut the lights off? There's not a light switch. Anyway, let's go ahead and I'd like you to take a look at the show and go from there. There was music, but somehow we lost it. Okay, click the speaker. So much for technology. You can go through the slides. So obviously I was a little surprised. We got very great coverage thanks to Cindy and Mary Martin. Thank you. This is our last year. Honors go to Bobby, Bruce, some other guy, and Joni Condit. Thank you, guys. The show gets ready. This is where our advertisements, we posted many places so you all could be aware of the car show. A little publicity and a banner sign. So one day, the Corvette was left outside. And unbeknownst to me, it snowed that night. So if you look closely, it's a perfect image of the Corvette in snow. So we're on 4th Avenue, our first event. You all know we sell more tickets at our fairs and events than we do individually. So that was John buying the first ticket. We draft or self-drafted folks for selling. This was the Pima County Fair with Doug Lowell being there. Bruce Tunzi at the rodeo. So you all know how nice the field looks when we get there for the car show. Well, it takes a lot of grooming. This is Rich trimming a tree. I was exhausted after some of the sales, so I took a little break. More tree trimming. That's Hugh and Pat trimming those trees, and Mitch and Steve and Chuck. We filled literally a dumpster or twice with debris. Here's John working in the dumpster. He doesn't know he can't move the wall, but don't tell him. So how do all the paperwork that the drivers get to them? Well, Candy and Drew host a What'd you call it, Candy? Candy, what do you call it? Okay. And at that party, about a dozen or more of us fill the envelopes, get letters ready, and so on and so forth. So ticket sales. I can't emphasize to you more that selling our raffle tickets is one of the keys to success. And thanks to Jeannie and Roger couldn't be with us today, we're able to sell tickets. And if you want some extreme, interesting, and good detail, Jeannie can give that to you. Ticket sales, more ticket sales. I can see, that's Diana and Marcy with one of our students. And on the right, most of us know that thanks to Mary and Cindy, we had a plethora of media sponsors, and that's the back of our ticket that has some of those sponsors. Remember also, it doesn't have to be just the chair and Cindy or Mary to get these. You all can get them too. So just as a little point of information. Dennis Gage. Dennis was our guest. Dennis has a TV program called MyClassicCar.com. Our car show will be on his station sometime in spring. And we all feel like Dennis had some significant impact on our registration for cars. And he happened to be a great guy, easy to get along with. I've told you one of the anecdotes. He asked me if he could have access to water and electricity. I go, excuse me? He goes, yeah, I have to freshen my mustache in the middle of the day. Thank you, Diana Medeiros, for the design of our T-shirt design. Very popular and a little change of pace for us. So the day begins. These are the supplies coming in, a few thousand tables, a few lifting devices, water, a platoon of bathrooms. On the left, you can see the carts, and on the right is Amy, our cart master, coordinating the carts. Amy did a great job. We only had a couple carts stolen. No. Not figuratively stolen. Like Margaret took my cart. This is what our field looks like before the fact, after we do a lot of work. When I say before, I mean right before the show, not months, which was where we do our turf management. Our crowd here, Hammerman Chris, Dan the surveyor, Candy the supervisor, and Tom the pole positioner. You notice that was a blank field. Well, somehow we have to line that field and make sure that it's done properly. Friday night, Lucky Wishbone dinner. Great event. Everybody enjoyed it. Slow down the slide a little. Friday slotting. As always, we bring in cars on Friday afternoon, and we begin positioning them on the field for the next day. These are some of the cars coming in Friday to give you a sense of the vehicles, if you weren't there. Friday night, and all through the field, not a vehicle stirring, not even our gophers, which thanks to our turf and field management volunteers, there were few and far between for our show. That was just a pretty sunset. I just thought it was a nice omen for the next day. Some of our volunteers, we'll say they were working. Tom. Slotting. On the right is our entry group, starring Sean. And on the left are some of our scout volunteers getting ready to slot cars. Early car show day, that car overheated and was steaming. It was actually a pretty photograph, but it was not good for his car. Candy double checking vehicles and entries. Remember, we had 400 plus cars, so it was a lot of entries to double check and make sure everything was in place. Diana and Nancy, we have our own boutique. Thank you very much. Diana designed our t-shirts as well. Thank you. So it's car show time. The slide on the right is a video. So these are some of the cars coming in first thing in the morning. It's a beautiful car. I believe that's Matt Blair on the left, trying to get out of the way of the Corvette. Okay. So Drew is giving, I think that's Alec. Anyway, giving a little instructions, and we did have some vehicles that needed human power. So Rotary pitched in and moved those cars out of the way or into the right place. So the field begins to fill. We have some colorful people joining us that day, especially the folks on the right in their thing. So Ken Light was in our administrative trailer, and for some reason he picks that every year. I think it's because it's air conditioned. Again, here are our slaughters. We can never have too many slaughters, and thank you, Pat Zumbush. Slotting went perfectly well. Thank you. The Porsche Club, we drafted them to be our display cars. I think, in addition to joining us for this, I think they bought close to 20 or so Classic Club tickets, which was nice on their part. Coroners, as you could see from the slides, and if you were there that day, people settle in for the day with their chairs and tents and just make it almost like a party or picnic for the day. So Wayne Gould of the Tucson Car Museum brought his Concours vehicle to the show. We played with the slide, but it's a pretty incredible vehicle, and it was at the Pebble Beach Concours. So that's an impressive vehicle to have for us. So we begin with 1 or 2 rows, and we fill up pretty quickly in the morning hours. Unique cars. The car on the left is made out of leather, I think, or some synthetic. It's not wood. It's not metal. So this is Dennis speaking with Michael Anderson, our car show event sponsor, looking over the cars. Dennis really liked, I believe it was your Buick. Mike, was it the Buick you liked? Riviera. Well, it's a Buick. Okay, we like the Riviera. The Scout Color Guard joined us, and on the right you can see some of those colorful folks joining us. That's a drone shot. To be honest with you, it could have been last year, but it looked the same. So we had a raffle drawing, and I'm too far away to see everybody in the slide, but Jack Furrier, our Grand Marshal, was there. Arnie's there, and you can see for yourself, Pat, Joe, so on and so forth. So as you can see, all hands on deck for this one. And the winner is that truck. So that's okay. That was our winning vehicle, and that's a video. So under this leadership of John, the field is left pristine. So for those of you who wonder how partially we clean up the field, we form a line and we pick up every little piece we can find, and they're left with a beautiful field. Okay, and it was an awesome car show day. Thank you. Okay. I just have a couple of things I prepared, and I'd like to, if you bear with me for a minute, to sort of read them. Otherwise, I'll forget who I wanted to thank. So the show was an incredible community event. We had more than 400 cars. We always say we have about 20,000 people. It looked a little more crowded this year than it has in the past, but we don't count, although Arnie is good at estimating. Marcy, our volunteers estimates more than 130 of our members volunteered, and many non-members volunteered, which is part of what makes it such a great community event, is that actually, if you think about it, one of the ways to get people engaged in the club and learn more about the car show is to volunteer for the car show. So it's pretty straightforward. I mentioned Dennis Gage earlier. Dennis's comment, for those of you, let me begin this way. Dennis said our show is a concours quality. Concours is the highest level of car show types that you could have. So I considered that for all of us a really nice compliment that it was. And he wasn't just talking about the cars. He was talking about how we handled everything, how you all did every piece of the show. That's what he was referring to. So a thank you to everyone. Additionally, support from the business community through sponsorships and vendors was crucial in ensuring the financial success of the car show. These contributions are greatly appreciated and demonstrate the importance of community support. So I'd like to recognize first Michael Anderson, our car show sponsor. WeBuyHouses.com. No one mentioned to me that I have to buy a house also, but anyway. Our Classics Club is an incredibly great piece of the show. People love that part, and I want to thank Pat Zumbush and Wellspring Financial for supporting that Classic Club. Good job. We sold out. We sold out again. So I don't know if can we make the tents even bigger. And this is handled by Steve Pickering and Daryl Stewart. They're the brains behind working with Pat for the Classics Club. Absolutely. Yeah. We did find Gary sleeping on the couch, but that's another story. I want to thank Faye Morris and Eric Smith for supporting the Friday night dinner. That's a highlight. It's a highlight of Friday night. The car owners actually tell me they really look forward to the evening. It's part of the way they socialize. So thank you very much. So an immense thank you goes to those who sold raffle tickets, car show sponsorships, Classic Club tickets, vendor sales, recruited volunteers and volunteered, and our significant media coverage. As we got towards the car show, I'm sure some of you heard the ads, especially on the radio, what have you. And I put a call into 101.7 and told them until our car show, I never listened to their radio station. So I wanted to reinforce that it actually works, to be honest with you. So some data for y'all. We sold, now these are approximates because we're not IBM, but Jeannie's pretty accurate. We sold 500 plus Classic Club tickets we sold about 850 and about 500 were turned in. And historically, it's about 60% use them, so it was right on target. 23,000 raffle tickets were sold, and as I mentioned earlier, that's an important source of our income. So if you take all the sales, tickets, raffles, what have you, I'm sorry, let me start again. If we take the Classic Club tickets and the raffle tickets, we raised $200,000 through those sources. We had 75 plus paid sponsorships, and that totaled about $180,000. Parking fees raised about $10,000, and concession revenue was about $20,000. Our expense list is incredibly long, so I'm not reading you expenses, but some of our major expenses are things like maintaining the field, the equipment. I can tell you the tents and all the surrounding supplies cost about $50,000. So it's not too hard to see where our expenses start accumulating to generate a net. So I thought the event really exhibited the four-way test. Providing what you promised. I believe we did so absolutely. Would you agree? Yeah. Treating everyone equally. I had to do that. Building goodwill and friendships, for sure. And sharing the benefits with all concerned. So that's part of the reason we're here today, is to share those benefits. So who else to thank? I want to thank the executive committee, including, please stand for a second. Well, you can stand for 2 seconds. Stand. Candy, Rob, Cindy, Arnie, Bobby, Marcy, Jeannie, Marie, Marianne, Joni, Chuck, Steve, Mary, Roger, and Margaret. This is your executive committee. And part of what I'm sharing is so that our new members will have some understanding as well. This group meets starting now for next year. So that group doesn't really have too much of a break. They just kind of continue on to the next year. So I want to congratulate them. So in order to, and also importantly, I want to thank Dorina and Erica in our office for all their help and support. Would anyone here who's in the TLT stand up for a second at least, please? Martin? Stand up, come on, don't be shy. All right, come on. This is what happens when I order food for the TLT. 50 people tell me they're coming in. Yeah, no, I'm good. The TLT is sort of the engine of the event. Everybody on the TLT has a significant responsibility in an area, which you also should keep in mind that we need to replace some of our folks who've been doing this for a lot of years. Not because we want to replace them, it's because they would like to do something else. So both the executive committee and TLT, think about it. We'd love to have you join us, or join soon to be the new people. Let's see what else. Oh, I was going to announce, but he's not here today. I was going to announce the new car show cheers, and I was going to begin with saying that Jen and Sean decided they couldn't do it. So Roger Harwell is stepping back up again. So when you see Roger, congratulate him. Okay. Okay. However, we do want to announce that Sean and Jennifer Hoffman are our new car show chairs for 2024. We refer to it, depending on your preference, Shawnifer or Jenna-Shawn, depending on how you want it. Okay. So, not the most important, but an important part of it. I will read to you the precise language that we used for the foundation to generate the checks for our charities. The net proceeds for the 2023 Tucson Classics Car Show is $161,421. Pima Community College Foundation shall receive $80,000, as will the Gospel Rescue Mission Pima Community College Center for Opportunity Group will receive the $80,000. Old Pueblo Community Services and Big Brothers Big Sisters will each receive almost $41,000. I can tell you from my prior work experience, you have to write a lot of grants sometimes to get even $10,000. Just for your own edification, if we added up all 17 years of car shows, we will have produced $2,632,699. Okay. And for you know numbers, folks, like some of us, that's an average of 151,000 each year. So that's pretty much what our trend line is. So now, what I'd like to do is invite each of the charities up one at a time. I'll provide them with their check and let them say something about their organization, and then at the very end, the rest of it, we'll just step down there for some photographs. Okay? So I'd like to begin with Marcy. Would you like to start?
So most of the time I'm up here and I'm begging for volunteers. I'm not doing that today yet, later. But I just wanted to say how grateful that we at Pima Foundation are for the commitment that the Rotary Club of Tucson has made to our project at the Center of Opportunity at the Gospel Rescue Mission. Workforce development is an important part of what we do, an important part of making sure that our region has a pipeline for labor into various parts of business and industry. The project at the Gospel Rescue Mission, we are taking Pima Community College faculty to those folks who are formerly homeless, who are quite willing, able, and excited about moving from that situation to a life that is not just a sustainable living wage, but a thrivable living wage. And that work is transformational. And I would like to thank my colleagues from Pima Community College, the workforce development, stand up, my table, stand up. These are the people who make that happen. And the acting provost, come on now, Jeff, there we go. The people at Pima Community College transforms lives on a daily basis, not just at the Center of Opportunity, but at each of our 5 campuses, our multiple centers, and this gift will very likely be matched 50% by a challenge grant that we have with the Connie Hillman Family Foundation. And of course, everyone here knows Larry Adamson very well, and they have been our partners in doing a $10 million raise for a $5 million match. And so this money will likely become $120,000 toward our project. So thank you all very much.
Tom Litwicky, would you like to come up from Old Pueblo Community Services? It's nice to have someone come up with a familiar name like Litwicky.
Thank you very much. My pleasure. On behalf of Old Pueblo Community Services,
I noticed you kept having to pull this up. I might have to too. Thank you very much. This is incredible. Rotary Club of Tucson has been supportive of OPCS and the work that we do, and we appreciate the continuing support. On every week, on average, about 4 people die unsheltered in Tucson. As a compassionate shelter, we provide shelter and opportunities for people to get off the streets immediately so that they can get well and so that they can heal themselves. And literally, this funding goes directly to those services and to those people and directly saves lives. Hopefully next year we can say less people died in the streets of Tucson because of what you're doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom. Actually, Marie Logan's coming up from Big Brothers Big Sisters, so this is about the right height for her. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
You can take as much time as you need to explain the program. You don't have to rush.
Oh, okay. I was told I don't have to rush, so yeah, grab a glass of water, let's talk. Not quite that long, okay. I just really want to express my gratitude on behalf of the board members. Rebecca Crane, our board chair, is here today, and especially for the kids in our program, we thank you. This year, we'll be mentoring about 400 or 500 kids in our Mentor 2.0 program, which you all are supporting, as well as our community-based program. And this work cannot be done without the support of the community, both financially and volunteering. And I appreciate the Rotarians that came out to our first Mentor 2.0 activity earlier this year, well, last year now. We had a career day, and Rotarians talked about different career opportunities for our high school students, and they really appreciated it. They loved hearing the different options, and I hope that you all will come back again next year. But the one-to-one mentoring program that we do does change lives. We see that every day in the faces of our children. We see that in our statistics and our outcomes in what we're doing with the kids. And we couldn't do this without the community's support. So thank you.
Actually, unlike in the past, does anybody have any questions about the car show? Seriously, this would be great. I thought this was a great time to ask any questions or comments.
What's TLT? Exactly.
Okay. She's cueing me, a tactical leadership team. The executive committee used to be called the SLT, right? It's the strategic leadership team. So we ran out of L's and T's, so easy. Any questions or comments, seriously? Or not seriously? It was perfect, right? Candy.
You will be able to register cars and buy tickets. We're not really in car show season, but last year we closed registration in June, 420 cars strong, and 150 on our wait list. So if anyone has a car, check out the website this weekend.
And
well, it occurred to me when you said that the best way to recruit, or one of the great ways to recruit new members, is to have them volunteer at the car show. Maybe we should make this lunch an event where if we brought friends to volunteer at the car show, we invite them to the lunch so they could see a slide presentation like that and understand really the ramifications, and we might get some members that way.
That's a great idea. Was Jenny? Arnie, go ahead.
Just more of a comment. We would have not had a first year show, let alone a 17th, now 18th year, without all of our hard work. You guys are to be really commended. That's it.
Absolutely. Marcy?
Yeah, you got it. So one of the things we did differently this year was the 3 charities, Pima Foundation, Old Pueblo Community Services, and Boys and Girls Club, were assigned a parking lot. Or Big Brothers Big Sisters, I apologize. We're assigned a parking lot. Yes, you're all welcome, because I know the rest of you don't love being in the parking lots. A number of the people who are here today did that and had a great time. It was a blast, right? And so I want to thank the charities for being willing to try that system. I think we're going to continue that in the future because it also makes the charities have a presence that is visible to the people who are attending. And I think that's really important. We did the little tags, right, that had the charities on that so that people, if they had questions, could see more about what the money was going to. And so if you have ideas on how to recruit volunteers or get other people outside of the club involved, I am absolutely interested in that. I have 2 years left and I need somebody to really shadow me next year to be able to take this over. So thank you all for your volunteering.
Thank you.
Dot. Thank you, Dot, for our vendors and our food.
Well, yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you guys, that we did have some food vendors that were there that could really use your support and appreciation for having them been at the car show. So very quickly, the local ones, Boogaloo Ice Cream has been with us since the beginning. So if you ever see them at a event somewhere, tell them thank you. Cactus Jack Lemonade. Ken's Hardwood Barbecue has, in addition to that beautiful, huge red truck, he's also got a brick and mortar store on 22nd Street about Swan, so stop by and say hi. Kona Ice is owned by our former Chris Rainey and his wife Carrie. We also had Mutt's is the sausage and hot dog place. He's been with us since the beginning. So if you see them around, tell them thank you. And another long-termer is Wild West Kettle Corn. So, and we brought in, what was it, 7,000 this year? So just from the food vendors. So if you see them around town at other events, tell them thanks. And if any of you are interested in learning how to organize the food court for next year, I need somebody to learn that too. So thank you.
Anyone else looking for a replacement? Go. Jim. While Jim's waiting for the mic, I want to thank Jim. Jim handles or chairs our grants committee. So it's through his efforts we get to the point where we have our 3 charities today. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you. 2 things to mention in that regard. Talked about selling tickets already. Our beneficiaries for this coming year's car show are, again, PCC's partnership with the Center of Opportunity and the Workforce Development Program, Right Flight, and Sister Jose's Women's Center.
She's busy.
So those are the 4 beneficiaries, and within a month or so, we'll be asking some of you to join our grants committee to begin the process of recommending nonprofits for the board to vote on in September for the 2025 Classic Car Show.
And with that, I will say one more person.
I just want to pick up like with Dot saying that it's good to have people in training for doing different roles. When I first joined this club in 2019, I went to one of those TLT meetings where each person that was chairing something let everybody know where they had gaps and needed help so that new members who attended the meeting could find out about it. And I thought, well, if I got involved with ticket tracking, I'd learn all the members' names. And it was one of the neatest things. I also liked using Excel spreadsheets, and I'd never done Excel spreadsheets that are intertwined with different kinds of sales. And Roger taught me how to do that through the whole thing. So I've learned a lot from doing it, and I've now done it for 5 years. And Roger and I both talked about it, that we'd love to have people shadow us next year so that the following year that we might not be involved. But it's a really neat way to watch. And if somebody could shadow the online sales separately and the nonprofit sales separately and then work as a ticket team. It's a great activity. So thank you.
Any other comments? Then we will close. It's all yours.
he said he would close, but I will not. Number one thing is, I mentioned goals that I mentioned last night. Okay, so I set the new people a $250,000 goal. So we've set a goal for this next car show, and I want everybody here to raise their hands to indicate they are going to support Sean and Jen for this coming year. Come on, everybody. Yeah, I believe in your making commitment, so we're committed to it. So lovely, thank you very much. Now, nearly all of you know, but the guests do not know, that we donate a book to the Make Way for Books library, and each speaker has to sign the book and it goes into the library as we Rotarians continue to support children's literacy in Tucson. And I was looking for you, David, but there you are. David Lovett, one of our members, is president of Make Way for Books. And this is called Race Car Count, so it's very suitable. And now, we still haven't closed. Sorry, more to come. Jen, I'd like to invite you up.
I, of course, have my partner in crime up here, Sean. Well, I'm up here to put a period at the end of this amazing show, and I, again, want to thank all of the Rotarians out there who participated, all of the volunteers from our partners and our beneficiaries and friends, family. It goes on and on. The car show would not happen without you and without the amazing leadership of people like Lee. You did an outstanding job. Talk about amazing organizational skills, keeping everybody focused and on tasks and making, us all look at the goals and meet those goals. So we have some big shoes to fill, Lee. I'm good. Well, I just hope that Sean and I can do the same and, we get you guys to participate and get involved and get out there and help us in all of the areas. Selling tickets, finding vendors, stepping up in the slots that need some backup. But now I have the distinct honor, or we, I should say, have the honor of, on behalf of our membership, to thank Lee for your incredible efforts in making this year's car show more successful than we could have imagined. Did you see how I did that? And, yes. We have this lovely trophy.
Oh, how beautiful.
Yeah.
Have a hug.
Come on. Thank you very much.
I'll take your trash.
And remember, when we talk about raffle tickets for the show, that's also the entrance into the show as well. So you're 2 for 1, so to say. Well, that was a terrific end to the car show, discussion about that, how much we raised, where it's going to, and learning more about the non-profits that have actually received the dollars. So thank you very, very much. Marvellous. And now into another fun section of our, I think it said song and dance show. It's birthday time. Right, Jim Engels, January the 15th. He's retired. He was in manufacturing of sales, San Jose, U of A. And he actually said he didn't have anything to say, but he's found something he's going to tell us about himself, something you don't know.
He's going to tell you.
No, what? Come.
I guess I got to get some new, what do they say, the comedians, some new shtick or something like that, shtick, whatever it is, Shows you I'm not a comedian. But anyway, as I was going out the door, my wife said, well, why don't you tell him you're married to a 7th-generation Tucsonian? And I said, okay, there you go. So there's something you just found out about me. So anyway, that's it. Anyway, I'd like to thank my what was he? My sponsor, yeah, Ralph Phillips. Anybody seen him? Lee, is he going to basketball games? Okay, he does exist. Good to know. I know he's on the tour. I mean, he's still doing the tour broadcast. So I know he's my longtime friend, Ralph Phillips. Sorry he's not here today. My sometimes partner in crime, Bobby Larson, over there. There he is, who's my mentor. And I just want to say thank you again. And here's a little token, or not a token, but to continue to have the Rotary Club of Tucson make Southern Arizona a better place. Thank you.
Seventh generation, that's absolutely fabulous. And now we have Leah Marquez Peterson coming up. She's a Marquez Peterson Group, and she was with the U of A and Pepperdine University. And I love seeing her here. She makes me smile every time she's here.
Well, thank you so much. So I joined Rotary in 2014 as an honorary member when I was running the Tucson Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I was there almost 10 years. When I ended my time at the chamber in 2018, I joined then as an individual member and served as an individual member till 2019 when I joined the Arizona Corporation Commission. So now I'm back as an honorary member, but I try to make it as often as I can because I'm so impressed with the work you're doing. Congratulations, Lee, on a wonderful car show. And I've got a donation for our scholarship today. Thank you.
And then finally, another person getting older, as we all are, is Cliff Bowman. His birthday is January the 27th. He's military, as you can tell. He was a lead A-10 pilot instructor with CAE at DM. I tell you, when I read those letters, I thought, for God's sake, talk about alphabet soup. Anyway, he was an instructor with CAE at DM, Davis Monthan, U of A, and U of Laverne. Good on you, Cliff.
Thank you, President Margaret. I'm sure I can add a few more letters in there somewhere. Yep. Whenever I come to these meetings, and see all you guys, I'm just reminded of how grateful I am to be a member of this club. You guys are all marvelous. I want to thank my sponsor, Charlotte, Lee. Great job with the car show. Welcome to the Past Car Show Chair Club. It's the best club ever. And my donation is, if you didn't know, I am now the president of our foundation. So my check is for the scholarship endowment, and thank you very much.
He nearly walked away with the check. I wasn't going to let that happen. No way. Now, just before Dan Calm gets here, I thought I'd tell you all a joke. I know, but I'm ignoring him. What's the difference? What's the difference between a well-dressed man on a bike and a poorly dressed man on a unicycle? A tire. Somebody, yeah. I know I told you. Yeah.
Ouch.
Now I cede my position to the man.
All right. Well, we're starting over on the pot. And today's ticket sales were $280. So the small pot is $70. And the big pot is $70 because that's how it works. So we pulled the tickets in the interest of time. So the winning ticket is 446 1 2 1.
Oh, really?
Really? There you go. And our veritable recipient next year, Robin pulled the card. It is a 6 of diamonds, so no winner on the big pot.
What can I say?
Dr. Margaret?
After all that hard work that you do on service projects, Diana, I think it's well deserved that you win that. Thanks, Dan. Very good. Announcements. All right, very, very brief. Remember, I am still collecting children's books to go to Make Way for Books. There should be a slide to that effect. Please bring books here, and if perchance David Lovett isn't here to take them away, I will take them home. And I've already got them halfway up my living room wall. I joke not. My laundry is full of books as well, so please bring books. Let's see. I sort of have a goal of 1,000 books. Oh, that's fine, he says. Right, 1,000 books it is. Say no more. Bring me books. Next, every second Wednesday, we try to do something either charitable or fun. And I want a show of hands. I'm thinking of arranging for us to go to the Ignite Museum, which, wow, a museum dedicated to the preservation of neon signs here in Tucson. It's a fabulous entity. I actually rented the museum for a birthday party a year or so ago. I mean, how can you do that? And wore 50s, 60s clothing there. It's a fabulous place. Show of hands who'd be interested, then I can arrange it for August the 14th. Right. I'm looking at August the 14th, Wednesday. I'll get back to you with details. Now I know there's interest. Jude Cook does brilliant work for us, retaining our ambience, our culture, our Tucson neon signs. A note that Dorina has points sheets for service projects that we've done over the last month. Please go to Dorina and sign up so that there's a record of who has done what, to whom, and how many times. But go and sign up for your service projects. There we go. Erica's waving it. And then on February the 7th, it's the social Valentine mixer at the Tesoro Latin Kitchen on the Oracle Road itself. If you know where the mall is, it's just, it's fronting onto Oracle Road, but it's part of the mall. Yeah, it was where Mimi's used to be. Fabulous. I was there the other day. Please go. And we have another couple of other announcements. Vicky. Oh, here she is coming up. I can tell another joke while I'm waiting for you, Vicky. Yeah, right, sure. Nobody wants them. Yeah,
run. All right, hi everyone. So, March Madness is kicking off next week at the Sheraton. Okay, Mitch? So start inviting your guests that are potential members, all right? So you can bring a guest to a meeting and a guest to a mixer, and it's on the club, all right? They come once, all right? But it's not your kid or your wife or whatever, right? It's somebody who's going to join Rotary, potentially, all right? So next year we're going to sit with our teams, so there'll be numbers on all the tables, so you need to know your team number. And hopefully your coaches have let you know that whose team you are on. So I would want to announce the coaches to you. So first off, team number 1 is Curtis Dawson. Can you stand up, Curtis? All right, team number 2, I don't think they're here today, is Sandra Johnson and Raymond Smith. Oh, no. Yeah, they're not here. Team 3 is Doug Lowell and Rich Kinney. Team 4 has 3 captains. It is Dot Krepp, Joni Condiff, and Nina Trasoff. Team 5 is Bobby Larson. Team 6 is Jonathan Walkup. Team 7 is Brandy Blackman. And Team 8 is Michael Guyman. And I don't think either one of them is... Oh, Michael's here! Yay! Alrighty. So remember, she just announced that we're going to the Latin Kitchen on February 7th. That is a mixer, all right? On February 14th, we're going to Pima Community College. Where's Marcy? Oh, she left. So we're going to go to the Aviation Center. And so that will count as a mixer, okay? Alrighty? And they are going to serve lunch with food trucks down there, okay? And our goal for March Madness is 30 new members. So it looks like we have 2 new members at least today. So we're on a good start. Take care.
And I just want to note that it's not the number of members, as I said at the STAR meeting. Obviously, the number of members makes a difference, but it's with these new members, well, our impact on the community here, nationally and internationally, expands constantly. More members, more impact. And that's what we're all about. So please, the March Madness is a fun competition. I won it a few years ago, and I had not the foggiest idea what I was doing, but somehow or another I won it. And it helps us to be impactful in the community. Don Riga? Don.
Hey,
Happy
good
Jackson.
afternoon, everybody. One of my roles that I'm most proud of is I'm the volunteer chair and president of the Catalina Council of Boy Scouts, and do we have a slide? Anyway, I want to invite all of you to one of my favorite events on the scouting calendar, and that is the Eagle Recognition Dinner, where we celebrate the accomplishment of 70 young men and women who have achieved the Eagle rank over the last year. So you can ask any of the, there's a number of Eagles in here, as well as Scouts, Scouters, former president, we won't mention names, Arnie. I would have to go to probably pay a happy grant to get everybody here, but ask them about what this Eagle things is. And if you're looking for a date night on February 15th, it's going to be held at the Pima County Air Museum in the main hangar under the static displays. It's pretty cool. Dining under airplanes, you think are going to fall on you. February 10th.
You just said 15th.
Did I? Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you said 15th, and I was thinking it was the
Always
second
good
meeting.
to have an editor around. Thank you. Very good. It says that here. I should read it, right? So obviously all the scouts are going to be honored, but also we're going to honor Brian Goldstein as an outstanding adult scout, and then we will award the scouts the Kasser Family Scholarships as well as the project awards. So it's really easy to participate. Take a photo shot of that screen, or we have brochures in back. Go to CanalitaCounty.org. CanalitaCouncil.org. I need more sleep. You can buy a ticket and attend. That's the best way to do it. But you can also, if you go on the site, you can sponsor an Eagle. All the Eagles attend free, and so therefore we have to absorb the cost of a teenager meal, or also general support. More details, flyers, website, or ask me or any of the other scouters. Thank you.
We have time for one comment.
It's $130 to sponsor a scout and attend the dinner.
Okay, Jack, thanks for
Thank
that
you.
question. Okay, that's good. One more comment or question? Yes.
One of the things I love about the club is the fellowships, right? The golf fellowship, whiskey fellowship, wine fellowship, and I started the book club, and actually it's the East Side Nonfiction Rotary Book Club Fellowship. And our next book that we're going to read is the national bestseller, The Lost City of Z. And Jeannie was really kind enough to go to the library and get a whole bunch of them from the library. So if you plan to attend the fellowship, come get the book from the library, because we want you to return it that day. We meet on Mondays around noon. The next day isn't selected. It'll be about a month out. Thanks.
Totally unexpected, but that's terrific. Books, love them. Now, I do have something fun as well, unexpected, but one of our people had to leave, and his dessert is there for auction. Let me hold it up here. It has a cherry on top. It has some chocolate topping on top, and it's white. And I didn't try it, so but if anybody would like to buy this, and the money will go into our scholarship clubs, please let us know. Come on, $5.
President Margaret, it's good. Okay, so it's good.
You're buying it, or it's good to taste? Well, you just said it's good. Oh, for God's sake! What do you mean? Ah, right. And the man that normally buys it has disappeared. So, is anybody willing to buy this? $20? Does anybody want to top $20 for this magnificent dessert? No? Okay, terrific. The generous gentleman has gifted it to me. I will thank him later. It's nearly time to close the meeting, so excuse me. I want to thank every one of you who's been here today to hear and receive and see the fruits of all of our hard work. All of you, and our virtual guests, thank you very, very much. You will see blue scholarship cups on our tables. The money there goes towards the scholarships for our students at both the U of A and Pima Community College. So please, guests particularly, most of us, we donate via automatic, it's on our invoices. But those who are not part of that system, if you've got spare cash, please throw it in. It all helps. Thank you so much. I want to say happy birthday to Jim, Leah, and Cliff. Congratulations to the non-profits. Congratulations to the club members and to all those that volunteered to help make the 2023 car show such a huge success. Now, do remember, note it down. Next week's meeting, January the 31st, we have Elle, one of our club members, speaking, singing as well, and playing his African music and speaking about the forgotten children. It was mentioned earlier on by Tom about people dying in our streets here. It's happening not just here, but in Senegal, where Elle is from. So we're going to hear all about that next week, but it's at the Sheraton. It's not here. Nobody is going to turn up here and bang on the door and say, "Where are you?" Right? It's at the Sheraton. So please go there. That's the one on Grant. 5151 East Grant. I hope I'm right. Hang on, and you've all got to register. But that's where it is. So other than that and beyond that, and you've had my joke for the week, and I won't give you another one, I promise. All right. I move to adjourn this meeting. Mitch, are you meant to say something? Okay, good. You need a microphone. Microphone. Mitch, can't hear a word you're saying. Good on you. Well, you can relay his message, Curtis.
That's cool. All right. So I do want to start by just saying I'd rather be with the people in this room than some of the finest people I know. Here's to friends and family who know us well, but love us just the same.
Meeting is adjourned. Thank you all very, very much.